Alright, welcome to Food Therapy, y'all.
Yep.
So, recently we've been doing a lot of things on the smoker. They've been great, they've been wonderful, they've even lasted us weeks sometimes. We're getting down to the point where we really don't have enough meat for a full meal. They're just like these little baggies. So, what can we do with all of these varieties of meat?
Well, we could throw it away.
Well, that just sounds like a waste of meat.
Yeah. That food-gasmic meat shouldn't be thrown away.
Absolutely not.
So we're stuck with this dilemma of what do we do and how do we do it. And I remember when I was in Florida, I ate something called Brunswick stew.
Brunswick stew. That sounds very fancy for Florida.
Well, it actually comes from Georgia, Brunswick County or town there.
Okay.
And what it is, that's where it's made famous. And what it is just you use all your leftover meats and you put in your veggies and you stew it up.
All right. So really there's no proper way to do this, right? We're basically making a goulash of leftovers. So let's get started.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is we're going to head over to the stove and then we'll start putting this stuff in there. Alright, so we're going to start off by melting some butter. Everything's better with butter. And just because I have a lot of my homemade bacon left over, some ends and pieces, who doesn't like bacon fat? So I'm just going to throw in my bacon too.
And what did you cure this with?
Pink curing salt, and then a blend of spices, brown sugar, salt. I think I added some bourbon barrel maple syrup too before it was done. Then we're going to put some celery in there and we're going to sweat this stuff and get it going. Oh, can't forget the garlic either. Bryce loves garlic, so.
If you're not using at least a whole jar, it ain't enough.
So then we're going to start stirring.
So we've got this sweating over here with our bacon chunks, with the fats starting to dissolve. We got our onion, our garlic, and our celery. Now let's throw in some seasonings to get that extra flavor.
I'm doing some SPG because the meats that we're putting in already have a lot of seasoning on them and I just don't want to overdo it. But we can always season to taste after. So, and the salt should help with the sweating and caramelization of the onions.
Might bring out all that excess moisture.
And can you smell that bacon?
Oh, smells so good.
Yeah. Maybe one of these days we'll do a video on how to cure and smoke your own bacon.
Ooh. Yeah, buddy. Let us know what you guys think. What videos you guys want to see. Alright, let that simmer down, caramelize up, and we'll be back.
Alright, so we got some good little sweating and some caramelization on those veggies. That bacon's rendering some fat. So now we're going to add some of our other ingredients. Here I've got some chuck roast that I smoked a little bit ago. And it's got the Hay Grill Hay seasoning on it, the barbecue one. We're going to add that in there. And then I've got some pork tenderloin that I used some Perfect Pork seasoning on.
Meat candies.
Put that in there. And then we got some chicken thighs with just salt, pepper, and garlic on them that we're going to throw in there. And these got some really good smoke on them.
Thank you, Pit Boss. Gonna let this simmer down up in here.
And we're also going to add some apple cider vinegar just to help some of the meats break down and add an acidic flavor to it. And some Worcestershire sauce.
Worcestershire?
W sauce, Worcestershire.
Worcestershire? Washington sauce? However you say it. So good.
We're going to get these to marinate together. Alright, so now we're ready to add in some more stuff. We're going to add in some corn. I use frozen corn just because I don't like canned corn as much. I'm going to add in some frozen carrots. Some canned green beans with the juice strained out. And we're going to add in 2 big cans of crushed tomatoes. If you want to use whole tomatoes and crush them yourself, you can. But then we're going to add in some smoked green chilies. Give a little bit of a heat factor to it. And then some tomato paste to help with the thickening. And I don't have exact measurements because I'm kind of a eyeball it kind of guy. But that was like half of one of those little cans of tomato paste. So now if you look, it's looking a little dry. What we're going to do is we're going to add some water to this and just kind of get it to cover the stuff a little. So, and just because I want to get all the tomato stuff out of the can that I can, I'm going to use the tomato can to put water in there. Maybe just a little bit more water. And now I know that this next part's going to sound weird, but people usually add sugar to it or some barbecue sauce. So I'm going to add some barbecue sauce to this. It just helps with the flavor profile. But we don't want to add too much because we don't want it to taste like barbecue sauce. And then we're just going to let it sit and stew for a bit.
Stew. Looking good.
Alright, it's sat and stewed for a while and we've kind of seasoned it to taste, so now for the reveal. So it's reduced down. All the flavors have marinated together. So let's serve this bad boy up.
Alright.
Alright, so alright, now it's the moment of truth.
Whoo, man, I tell you what, the smells coming off of this are just amazing. You can smell the barbecue, you can smell the different meats in here. Really along, I think, with the tomato sauce, it really blends. Since we had so many different meats in here, I think that tomato and the acidity broke down the flavors to combine them all into one great flavor. We're probably, what, hour and a half, 2 hours into this? We're just reducing down. And I guess, yeah, let's dig in and take a bite. Make sure we get a little bit of everything, our carrot, our chili, our chicken or pork. Beautiful color.
Yeah, here we go.
Now
Still dang hot.
The lava bite. Super good.
I think the sweet and the tangy mix well together.
Right.
The,
And I can definitely
barbecue
see
cuts the acidity of the tomato sauce.
absolutely. And I think really adding that little bit of sugar in the beginning really did give it a nice sweet flavor in the end.
Mm-hmm.
All right, guys, that's what we got. Our Brunswick stew with food therapy barbecue, combining all of our wonderful cooks together for one easy, simple meal.
Mm-hmm.
Like it, share it, even tell us what you guys think, what maybe you would do different, or things that you guys want us to try, and videos you'd like to see. Food therapy, we're out.